beautiful people? S.T.E.A.M.Chemist here. All of this pineapple talk got me thinking science, of course. Pineapples. Who loves them? I love them. We all love them. Shoot, I even got it on my shirt today. Yeah, shoot, I even got one right here. Boom. Pineapple. Pineapple, 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 pineapple. So pineapples. Pineapples are very, very, very great for you. They're loaded with nutrients, calories, fats, fiber, proteins, carbs, vitamin C, manganese, vitamin B6, copper, thiamine, folate, magnesium, iron, niacin, pantothenic acid, riboflavin, and so much more. Pineapples contain disease-fighting antioxidants. Did you know that? Also, pineapple enzymes can help with digestion. Ease that belly, ease that belly. Pineapples may even help reduce and fight off the risk of cancer. The more you know, the more you know. Pineapples, they also boost immunity and suppress inflammation. So if you get a bruise or a bump, or you have some tissue that's been inflamed, have pineapples in your diet, you won't have to worry about that as much. Pineapples may also ease and reduce arthritis. So those who have joint disabilities and arthritis in their hands, shoulders, knees, and toes, you know, pineapples, they may also increase recovery time when people get injured, or for instance, those who work out a lot. If you have a strenuous workout, pineapples speed up that recovery. Pineapples are good for everything, right? Pineapples are so easy to add to your diet. Chef Mark just showed us. Now, what can I do with a pineapple scientifically? Lego. It's experiment time! For this experiment, of course, you're gonna need a pineapple. You're also gonna need some unflavored gelatin. You can have flavored gelatin if you like, it doesn't matter, but unflavored, get some unflavored gelatin. Also, you're gonna need a container for you to mix up your gelatin in. Better than adding food coloring. Make everything nice and beautiful today. Also, a spoon to mix it up. Mix it up. Also, you'll need a pot. So today, our science experiment is going to help us understand the importance of the enzymes that are in pineapples. Most importantly, the digestive enzymes, known as bromelain. Now, pineapples are very, very beneficial for our health, but they're also good for cooking, and most importantly, tenderizing that good old protein, animal meat, for those who eat meat. Now, bromelain, the enzyme in pineapple, is very, very important. Now, an enzyme is a molecule that acts as a catalyst. What a catalyst does is speed up chemical reactions. More importantly, the biochemical reaction going on in our stomachs, known as digestion. So basically, you're eating something that's eating you. You are what you eat, and it eats you too. Exploring enzymes. Let's go. Awesome. Getting close to the core, just like Chef Mark taught us. Also, this is one of our We Made It projects. Follow along with us for our next We Made It project. Boom. Alright, so I got some pineapple cut up. What we want to do is first get our pineapple nice and cut up in small cubes. We don't need a lot of pineapple, so what's left over, either make you a nice smoothie like we just saw Chef Mark make, or make you a nice salsa as well. I want to get these into nice 1-inch cubes so that they can rest easily on top of our salad that we're going to be making. Right here we have our gelatin. We got our water boiling. So first you want to get your pineapple cut up into about 1-inch cubes so that they can fit nicely into your container on top of your semi-solid once it's created. Once you have your water boiling and hot, next you want to take two packs of gelatin. You don't have to follow the instructions on the back. This recipe that I'm making right now calls for more stiff and firmer gelatin, which is going to be best and beneficial for this experiment. Remember, we're doing some enzymatic pineapple action. So just take two containers of your gelatin and just pour them right on into your container that you're going to be mixing with. Discard, recycle. Please recycle. Recycle. All right. Next, get your spoon because you're gonna directly pour in 700 milliliters of hot water. Now you want to be ready and have your spoon ready because when you put that hot water directly onto that gelatin, it's gonna seize up and it's gonna tense up and stiffen. But once you're ready, you're ready. When you're ready, you're ready. You gotta whip it. Get that whip. Get your whip action together. Get your whip action together. Get the whip. Get the whip. All right, now that we got our water boiling, nice and boiling, as you can see, boiling, 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 boiling. In goes 700 milliliters. And we're just using a graduated beaker. Graduated means it is measured by cups, ounces. In this case, we're metric over here. And we always go milliliters. So you want to make sure you give that a consistent stir. Consistently stir that. The solids you'll see in the bottom, eventually, they will start to break up and dissolve. You just got to keep stirring. Do this for about 5 minutes to make sure that all of your solids are nicely dissolved. Nicely dissolved solids. See, it's nice and clear. There's a little solid action down at the bottom. Just make sure everything is nice and dissolved. You want a nice, clean, clear solution. You want a nice, clear solution. No solids in there at all. Now, this is really, really hot. What a lot of people fail to do and fail to realize is when you put hot food into a refrigerator, it's basically going to heat up your refrigerator. So it's very important you let this cool down to room temperature because it's going to basically mess up all the food that you have cooling in your fridge. So let that sit. Again, if you want to make it nice and colorful and beautiful, you can always do such by adding a drop of food coloring in there, make it nice and pretty. Then stir that up because you want to make sure that all of your solution is homogeneous. Remember, homogeneous. All the same as much as possible. So this now is going to be fuchsia or purple or violet or whatever rods and cones in your eyes is telling you right now. But that right there is going to eventually stiffen up and solidify. TV magic, and I have some that have already solidified. I did not color these, obviously, but we will make sure that they will be differentiated. And you can see, it's gelatin, see? It's a semi-solid. While this is cooling down, we want to bring the remaining of our water to a boil one more time. Because what we're going to do, we're going to have fresh pineapple that has not been warmed up, and then we're going to have pineapple that is warmed up. With this experiment, we're going to understand the importance of fresh fruit versus cooked fruit. And when actually you cook fruit or heat things up, you're pulling out and burning out all the actual benefits of the actual fruit. So we want to keep these enzymes. So next, just take some half of your fruit and just take those and pop them on into the hot water. So right now we're raising the temperature of our pineapple. Now this pineapple is not going to be cooked or warmed up at all. We're going to leave it fresh. That pineapple over there, however, it's increasing the temperature. And as you increase the temperature of pineapple or any fresh fruits, what happens is you burn out all the actual health benefits and properties and essential vitamins and nutrients that are already existing in our pineapple or in our fruit. There's all different types of molecules, and these molecules all have what's called a boiling temperature. And what happens when it gets to that boiling temperature, a lot of times they start to degrade and decompose and break down and lose its actual natural function. So we have our pineapple here. This is our warm pineapple. Warm, nice and boiled pineapple. Boil the pineapple. All right, so now we have our cooked pineapple, and you can see, of course, the steam coming off of it. And then that's our fresh pineapple right there. So what we're gonna do now, add our cooked pineapple to that. I'm gonna let that just rest on top. And as you can see, it's a semi-solid. So as a semi-solid, it has some pushback, as you can see. Now this is our fresh pineapple. We're just gonna set our fresh pineapple right on top, just like so. And begin the process of digestion. Make sure that your pineapple is touching the gelatin as much as possible. Here's our cooked pineapple. Here's our non-cooked pineapple. And let's talk about the gelatin here for a second. Gelatin is made of what's called collagen. And collagen is made up in, let's try to make with my fingers, a triple helix. So imagine a triple helix all wrapped up and intertwined together. So when you add water to that triple helix, they basically get spread out into single peptide chains. And those peptide chains are single. And then when the water in gelatin starts to cool, those peptide chains then start to arrange, but they arrange not in the triple helix, they arrange all messy and tangled, and water gets trapped inside. And that water is now being released by our bromelain. So the bromelain in our fresh pineapple still exists, but our bromelain over here is all burnt up. So it's not really going to break down this animal fat as much as possible, or even at all. So now the protein is being broken down by that bromelain, and the water is then basically not trapped anymore and starts to float to the surface. So bromelain, no bromelain. Digestion, no digestion. This is going to break down the animal fat. This is not going to break down the animal fat. Fresh, cooked. You can use fresh fruit to digest your food. You can also use it to tenderize your meat and break down those long peptide chains into smaller pieces. That's how meat becomes a little bit more tender. Let this sit, come back to it, and see how the digestion process is going. A little shake, and you can see this pineapple is resting still on top of our semi-solid, while there's some water that has started to surface right here. All right, back after maybe about an hour or so, you can see the cooked pineapple over here is still resting on the surface there, while you can really see now the layer of water right there as it's starting to hover above. Oh, that's a good shot right there. So that right there, it's starting to sink down in here, still resting on some gelatin that's there, but that water is being broken up by that bromelain. Our enzymatic activity of our bromelain is breaking down the polypeptide bonds. All that water that's now being broken apart by our bromelain. And over here, nothing. Not a thing. Alright, so we're back after another hour or so, and you can see our cooked pineapple on our right here, still sitting on a semi-solid. There's no water that has been broken up by our bromelain, because remember, our bromelain is all cooked out. And over here, we still have the active bromelain, and what it's doing, as you can see, is breaking down our polypeptide chains of our collagen and releasing the water that was added to our gelatin in the first place. Adding that surface right there, that's all gelatin. Over here though, you can see all that. Look, you see water. You see, look at all that. Look at all that water. Final look. You can see a lot of that water now has reached the surface of our semi-solid gelatin. And over here you can see we still have a uniform solid. This was our initial experiment. As you can see, it's solidified, nice and firm. I'll try to peel it from the sides. As you can see, it's nice gelatin. Started out as just this fine powder right here, mixed in with some hot water and food coloring, of course, and then it seized up. And our experiment was, again, testing the proteolytic enzymatic power of our pineapple juice. Remember, enzyme speeds up chemical reactions in our body. Catalyst is a catalyst. That's the speeding up, accelerating that reactivity process. Today we were focusing on digestion, making sure that we eat our fresh fruit. They all mostly have digestive enzymes which help break down foods, more so the acidic ones, papaya, kiwi, and such like that. Yeah, fun science experiment teaching you about digestion, also filling up your body with good fruit to bring those nutrients and vitamins into your lifestyle. Thank you for watching. Tune in next time for another great experiment. Let's, how about that? That just looked to, that's so satisfying. Oh my gosh. I'm just holding my hand in there. Thank you for experimenting with me today. Remember, the key factors of today's experiment was the enzymatic power of the fresh pineapple. There's a lot of other fruits that have these same enzymatic properties. Of course, they all have a different type of molecule, but today's molecule was bromelain. And what that does, remember, is break down fats and proteins in our body and our digestive system, most importantly, to help ease that breakdown of those big fatty foods that we put into our body. So it's very important. You are what you eat, and it's important the things that we put into our body. Nutritional health, building our immune system, and eating fresh fruit. Eating fresh fruit helps us out the most because it fills us up with vitamins, essential nutrients, and of course those enzymes. Happy experimenting, safe experimenting, and until next time, peace. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Next time you see a pineapple, remember about that enzyme.